Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 683. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Shooting for a Maine Laura Croft to come visit me.
What's up, Daniel?
Hi.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's up?
Okay, so before you do the news, Chris, I just wanted to go over, because we didn't get to talk with Daniel about the Star Trek trailer, which I found to be amazing. I actually thought that it's a million times better than the original trailer they had. It's got me really, really interested. I mean, the backstory with Kirk, with his dad, and all that stuff. And it's like, you know, he's going to be a hero and save the day, and wait till the captain finds out. And it's going to be pretty cool. I'm freaking like a little kid. So I'm excited about this. What'd you think, Daniel?
I thought it was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was really exciting.
Captain Kirk's gonna kick that guy's ass. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people out there going, this is not Star Trek.
No, this is Star Trek.
People learn this is an alternate timeline. Damn
This is Star Trek. It's gonna be good, and even the TV series we got too. That's gonna be good too.
And
So,
they're
Yeah,
writing off
it'll be good.
darkness anyway. So
yeah, Daniel.
I just hope it'll be good. You know, like
It will be.
I hope they can blend everything together nicely and make a Star Trek for the 21st century. You know, something modern, something cool. They did that with Enterprise, but you know, I guess a lot of people didn't like Enterprise because it was a prequel.
Right.
Like, I remember how I felt when I first saw Enterprise. I mean, like everyone else, I wanted a sequel to Voyager, but you know, we didn't get that, so I stopped watching it first.
But this series, though, this new one is different, though. This new one.
Yeah.
But before we go on to sidetracked, there is an article, Chris, I gave you, right, for Star Trek?
Yes, I believe so.
You want to read that? Yeah, because I knew about that a couple of days ago. I was pretty happy about that, but go ahead.
So it says here, Star Trek, J.J. Abrams and Beyond director Justin Lin convinced Paramount to drop out of fan film lawsuit.
Yeah, which is great friggin' news, because I actually heard from them directly that they told me the whole story behind it. They tweeted me. They did the whole thing with the Klingon language as another way to get back at Paramount. So now with them dropping the lawsuit and that fan film going to be happening, this paves the way for peace. And you know, that lawsuit will be dropped. That lawsuit dropped with the Klingon language probably, and then boom, everybody's peaceful coexistence. Which I'm glad that they did that, because I even said it on here. They need to let them do the show. They let them do their own movie, whatever they think.
I even started watching the prequel thing to that, and I gotta go back and finish it because I had to go to work.
It's pronounced Xanatar, right? Or so that's fantastic. And you know what, too? By having that lawsuit, that means that nobody could do any fan films. And we have like Star Trek Continues, which I love that. In case you didn't watch that, we have the new one.
Oh yes.
So just look. Here's the thing: it raises the bar for Paramount to knowing that a fan film looks that awesome. They got to be that much better because they're the main thing. So it keeps raising the bar, and it's always healthy and good to raise the bar because you got to try to do better.
And they each they see something. Either the fan makers are doing it, or the main people are seeing it and go, "Oh yeah, we could do that the next time around." Or we could film it in that way the next time around.
Right, they do it because they don't have the budget like Paramount does. So they're better at finding the money for it. And in essence, they'll have jobs with Paramount later on doing Star Trek anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win, basically. Right, Daniel?
Yeah.
I would think.
Definitely.
So now, peace reigns supreme. Xanatar continues. The Star Trek continues, and then we have it's hard to say all the we have a new series, we have a new movie, we're gonna have another Star Trek movie in the Abrams universe because they've been signed already. So it's peace and harmony in Star Trek land. There you go.
Yeah, but didn't you say that if this movie fails, like if they won't be doing it? So I don't know. I hope this one succeeds.
Here's the thing, right? They signed them for another movie. Now, if this failed, they might take a break
Mm-hmm.
and still do a sequel anyway. I mean, that's the thing. They kind of took it. They knew the last one didn't do well, and they basically threw money at this one. So I'm thinking it's in safe hands. I think that it's pretty much, to me, this is going to be a success. I feel beyond.
Since pretty much it was talk about them going back and doing rewrites and reshoots, a lot of movies do that, and they end up being better than what they initially had.
Right. And, you get the ship getting destroyed out of the way. He's going to have a new ship when it's done. And then they won't be repeating the ship keeps getting destroyed all the time. So maybe the next Enterprise is even better if they have. So I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. And, yes, I would love to have the Mirror Mirror universe in the new show. Let's hope that continues. And I'm pretty, 75% positive they're going to have that in something, whether it be the next movie or the series. I'm thinking they're going to do that in the movie. I have a feeling they'll do that in the next.
See these posts saying in every episode, in every season, you'll always either have a Western or a mirrored universe thing. So
I have a feeling the next movie is going to be the Mirror Mirror universe, honestly. And
really?
Yeah, I have a feeling.
Yeah, because Pine did say he would like to play an evil Kirk.
Yeah, and the fact that they could do a twist on it where that universe invades this universe, so it would be pretty good.
How would that work?
I don't know. I don't know. There could be some type of thing they could do a spin-off of the Deep Space Nine wormhole, but with the Mirror Mirror universe, because they did do that episode back then, and they used their wormhole as a way to right. So they could probably do that. So we'll see. Maybe there's more than one wormhole like that. So, all right, we have other news too. So we're gonna have to wait to a Star Trek cast. What else do you have, Chris?
Well, before we get into this other news, I just want to shout out friggin' Dean Ambrose and Chris Jericho last night. Last night was WWE Extreme Rules. I saw something I never thought I would see again in wrestling. They were having basically a modified cage match, and there was a point in the match where Ambrose had a bucket, and he opened up the bucket, and in it was this little black bag. And wrestling fans will know, whatever's in, they'll always know what's in that little black bag is usually thumbtacks. Yes. Usually, recently they've been using, on other shows, they've been using kayfabe thumbtacks, which just stick and they look like they're bad. These are actual thumbtacks. And Jericho got tossed into them last night. And
ouch.
He had to get 67 of them removed from his elbows and from his back. So, man, shout out to Jericho and Ambrose for doing that. They didn't have to do that. But well done, guys. I mean, holy shit. Pardon my language, but you guys took it the extra step. So, well done, guys.
That's great, man. That's cool.
It was great. All right, so getting into the news, we have some Suicide Squad potential spoilers here. So, if you don't want to be spoiled for Suicide Squad, stop watching now. We'll give you a few seconds to stop watching.
2, 1. There's your warning.
Okay. Now, watching, you want to know. Apparently, the article here says that Batman may interact with the Suicide Squad members, which I think we know he's probably going to, because in the trailer, at least he interacts with Harley Quinn. At one point, we see him taking her to the Batmobile.
Right.
Whether or not he's going to interact with the Suicide Squad when they're together, I don't know, but who knows?
I mean, he may interact with Deadshot also, right?
Yeah.
Croc.
What happened? Oh, Killer Croc, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I personally think Batman would probably have an issue with all of his villains being released, though.
Yeah.
I don't see him just being like, "Oh, hey guys, how you doing?"
I don't think he'd be happy about that at all.
We don't even know what they're actually going up against, which I think is good. I think that's good that they're keeping.
And I love the trailers are not showing too much of that or revealing too much of that too.
Yeah, a friend of mine thinks it might be Starro. And I actually agree. I think it might be.
You broke up.
Starro.
Who's that?
A friend of mine thinks it might be Starro.
Starro?
Oh, that star thing.
Yeah. Because you see a giant tentacle come around, and it looks like people have been possessed, like soldiers have been possessed.
Oh,
Their
wow.
faces are all, their faces are all like distorted. They look like they have something on their face, so that could be Starro, which would be
Wow.
interesting.
Somebody
He may have actually been the first villain the Justice League ever fought.
Oh, wow.
I even heard something about somebody saying maybe it might be that tattooed guy who the Green Lantern fought at one time with everything.
I don't know.
And that's who we're seeing from behind.
I'm not sure. What about the? Have
It's
you
interesting.
looked into the Rebirth stuff or no? Chris?
I'm hearing that that's probably all legitimate,
Yeah.
and that storyline goes deeper than we think, apparently. So,
I heard there's 3 different Jokers.
Yep.
I heard that the 52 Superman was an imposter,
Ooh.
and he's still married to Lois, and he still has the kid.
And that blew up in their face with with 52.
So now Wonder Woman's probably pissed. Who's that guy she's with? Don't know what that is going to be turned into. So what? Like, this villain's basically been manipulating with the heroes, sort of like in Marvel when they were led to believe they were reliving their life and getting their powers, like in Reborn, and it was like they were manipulated as well, and as well in Secret Wars they were manipulated and doing all these different.
Well, what villain are you talking about?
Well, the person that's manipulated them in Rebirth. Do we know who that is? The
I
villain?
don't think anybody's manipulating them.
In Titans, there is because they pretty much.
They said something that this villain manipulated the hero so that way, like into living all these false lives. So that way, when he does strike, they're totally caught off guard. That was like part of one of the promos. It said something like that, but I'm not really a DC guy, so I don't know. But they also said that Darkseid is the baby that's Lois. He's being reincarnated into the child that's Superman's, or something that's Lois is carrying. It just gets weirder and weirder. I mean, and this is not just
honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, to me, I think that the potential of having Dr. Manhattan be the one who created the New 52 universe, I think that's probably the craziest thing you can get. Anything else, to me, is kind of second fiddle to that.
Well, I don't know about that.
That's true,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but if Darkseid is the baby that's Superman's baby, that's even more crazy, don't you think? I mean, how much? That's even more crazy than Dr. Manhattan. Well, not really. I don't know.
No, actually, to me,
Dr. Manhattan created a universe. I know what you're saying, but
yeah, I mean, could Dr. Manhattan do that? Yeah, sure. I don't know what is possessing them to do that. It's obviously going to some huge storyline, but
it's going to last like 2 years.
Yeah, like I don't know what they're planning with this, because that's huge. That's like Marvel coming out tomorrow and being like, oh, by the way, Alien X created the Marvel universe. Here you go. Like, what? Like,
if you think about it, right? The whole Heroes Reborn universe was created by Franklin Richards, and they didn't make a big deal about that, really.
Yeah, but that was a whole different, like, that wasn't like a whole character coming from another universe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's your thing, Chris, if you want to read it.
Yeah, I got it. I don't know. It sounds weird to me.
I'll give you another one.
Oh yeah, this is what I read off of the day we reported it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like a matter of what you're going to read first, right? Let's see. I mean, what you want? There's nothing new from there. From
No,
what
I mean basically it's just saying like what we just said. There's that there are 3 Jokers. Darkseid is alive. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Darkseid has been reborn as Superwoman's baby.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, we're not even. This is actual stuff. You can't even make this stuff up, really. I guess it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. It really doesn't sound like a good thing to me, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, because so far all I've heard.
It sounds like it's just like
somebody making it all up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to come up with their own theory about. I hear, Lois is pregnant back in this regular universe, so we haven't seen Darkseid. So what if?
Right.
Yeah, here on comicbookmovie.com, they're saying that the number one most shocking thing about this, apparently, they're saying that Dr. Manhattan is the DC Universe's new big bad guy.
He's the bad guy? Why, he did this? Like, he manipulated everybody?
I don't understand how that would work. I had to close it because there was an ad showing up, but that would make sense because there's a supposed panel in there where Batman is holding the comedian's smiley face with the blood on it, or the being
right
in the movie, and he says, "I think we're being watched," and that was like supposed to be like a clever Watchmen thing.
Yeah.
So if they are being watched by Dr. Manhattan, who may or may, because this is the Rebirth universe. I don't know if this has any connection to the New 52 universe, but
I don't think this is the DC universe or the 52 universe. I think it's a whole new universe.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So if he didn't create this universe, this is going to get really confusing.
You know what I think they're going to end up doing? They're going to make you think that he created it, but then you're going to find out that, I guess, the universes got destroyed. And he probably used his powers to merge everything.
They're doing these multiverse things.
Like they do with sequel. See, but you know what? This kills me. It's like they just did this with Secret Wars. Like, why would you totally copy off of that? I mean, they did this universe and they merged stuff, and then they made like a prime Marvel universe, and then they're recreating.
They're running out of ideas.
But they just did this. This was just done. Like, why the hell would DC do it months after that?
They need their own. That's another thing. They need their own little multiverse.
I don't understand it. Like, I mean, do something different. But okay, so now in every aspect, right? Superwoman is dying because she has Superman powers. That's She-Thor over there. Because she has cancer, and the magic's making the cancer grow when she turns back. So why turn back then if it's gonna be like that? Just stay Thor forever then. But Superwoman's dying, whatever. That makes no sense. And then they're bringing people that are dead back to life. Marvel did that when the universe was changed, and there was ripples, and Doctor Strange didn't become Sorcerer Supreme anymore because he allowed Peter Parker to talk to Mephisto, and then the whole thing got changed, so he lost his Sorcerer Supreme stuff. And then, I mean, this is just a hodgepodge of Marvel stories. And some of these guys actually were part of Heroes Reborn that are doing this. Like Jim Lee, they were all part of that stuff. So they're doing the same thing. And they're getting away with it too, unfortunately.
Honestly, we said this before. A lot of this to me sounds made up.
What do you mean it's not going to happen?
It sounds like this sounds like something someone would put out there for shock value. Like, oh my gosh, so-and-so, seriously, like I said it before, it would be like saying like Alien X from Ben 10 created the Marvel Universe.
See, I've had a problem with 3 Jokers. I have a problem with that because you want to believe it's the same Joker. Like, it's like,
If they want to have one of the 3 being the Joker's daughter, that's one thing, but...
I have a problem with 3 totally different Jokers because then it's like, you can't be that and be different Jokers. That doesn't make any sense to me.
That sounds like an interesting storyline for something else, like 3 copycat Jokers. And I'd be more willing to accept that if all this other stuff wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they've got that one thing where the kids are being all Robins based on Damien stuff.
Yeah.
Or the Robin thing.
Well, it sounds like if they were just doing a Batman story and it was like there are 3 separate copycat Jokers, all right, that sounds interesting. But now there are 3 Jokers. Dr. Manhattan created this universe. Wally West is back. Darkseid is Superwoman's son. We've got all these other things going on. This is another universe. It may not be another universe. It may be a merged universe. It may be this. It may be that. And it's like, how do you focus on one thing?
There's too much stuff.
And this is exactly what happened in Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
But this is worse because this is going way outside of what people thought this was. This is going so far to the left. It's like,
I think the whole purpose of this storyline is to confuse the living crap out of you so much you have no effing clue, and that will go on for years. Because even they did the thing with the Flash where he's like, oh, this is my fault, and then the other Flash is like, no, it's not the Flashpoint, whatever the thing that he thought he was the cause of this.
oh, the Flashpoint paradox.
Yeah. He thought he was and he's like, no, it's something else. And it's like, what the hell is going on? You know? I don't know, man. It's just, and like, I think we were talking about the other night, I haven't collected DC stuff since the 80s, like the late 80s, 88, 89, whatever it was. So, like, this would get me something to, like, actually collect just to see what the hell.
Well, there's the point.
And that's the
last DC. Yeah, the last DC thing I did was maybe Titans, and that was before they switched over. That was still like when Robin.
See, when I was younger, I was collecting mostly everything Marvel, mostly everything DC. And my father's like, "Give me allowance back then." He's like, "Listen, you can't afford both, so just choose a company." And I like Marvel more, so I was like, "I'm gonna start collecting all DC." But it was like, it was getting expensive back then.
I know.
Very expensive.
I remember I got a Christmas check one time. I went out.
I'm glad I chose, my favorite thing in the bin was Spider-Man, all that Marvel, and got a lot of comics there in these boxes. And I got actually a few first appearances of Deadpool, so that's I pull them out there for $2,500 for a first appearance of Deadpool if it's graded really well. But anyway, yeah. So. What
First
else?
issue of the new Teen Titans I've got. The first issue of G.I. Joe I've got. I think the only problem I've got with G.I. Joe is the cover over a few years. It came loose and
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And that was nothing on my part. Just
Right.
I think just how they stapled it together because
I think it was New Mutants 87. Was it 87? Or no, 90. Was it 90? No. 98, New Mutants 98. Well, I know New Mutants 87, I think, was Cable, and then New Mutants 98, I think, was Deadpool, right? But I think I got, like, over 10 copies each because I was crazy back then. I bought, like, Spawn #1, I must have 30 copies, actually, of because I was that nuts back then. And the X-Men, they had the #1 with Jim Lee, and he had multiple, I think, 5 covers, and I bought, like, I don't know how many each. That was just crazy. I mean, the first appearance of Carnage, Amazing Spider-Man 361, I have at least 10 copies.
One of the rom-com books I've got somehow got double covered.
Mm.
It's the same cover, but somehow when they were putting it together, they actually double covered it. So you're opening it up,
Wow. Yeah. So,
which we've already talked about ROM in the past, so I'm happy about that.
all right, Chris. Off topic of this, what's next?
Right. So a pretty interesting article here. Apparently, there's rumors here that the Black Panther supporting characters have been revealed.
Mm-hmm.
And in no particular order, we have Ulysses Claw, of course, being played by Andy Serkis, who was in Age of Ultron. Monica Lynn, who's Black Panther's love interest. Everett K. Ross, Martin Freeman, who was in Civil War, who I think was wasted in Civil War. I don't think he needed to be there at all. Other than that, there's really not much other than that. It's just some supporting characters, Go check that out on Dark Horizons. It's pretty interesting because they have have like descriptions of the characters and whatnot. But it looks like the villain's going to be Ulysses Claw, which I'm interested to see.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Also we have to contend with the fact that when Captain America does return, he doesn't have the shield. So he's going to have a different shield, and possibly the Black Panther's going to have to make him a shield or something, because out of vibranium rather than it being adamantium, right?
Need to deck the crap out of the Falcon, get his shield back, and then give the Falcon.
Well, the thing is, he won't get his shield back. He won't, because he flat out when Tony Stark said, "You don't deserve that shield. My dad made that shield. That's my shield." He said, "I'll take it and shove it up you." You know what? Basically, I'll go back on my original. And basically, that's what's going to happen. He's going to either have an original or a new one. So that's that. And of course, there'll probably be another Captain America, a different one, because after Infinity War, maybe there'll be a thing where he just, I don't know, different one. This time with the Infinity Goal, it's not going to be U.S. Agent. It was U.S. Agent and, Captain America.
I forgot about him, but...
So, actually, I got the thing over there. And it said everybody that was in it. Actually, let me get it. I just want to... there's the countdown. Look at that. Hold on a second.
Pretty interesting to see what they do, if they make Bucky a Captain America or not.
That's what I want to see in the next movie, actually, is you probably see him, try just maybe... If they would just have him, look like he's putting on the mask and go...
Yeah.
Looking in the mirror going, I could be him.
Okay, so... Infinity Gauntlet.
Nice.
I just want to see the characters where they had it. There was a page where they had them all listed. Anything. So there was a page. Now, Adam Warlock's got to be introduced into the Marvel Universe, because he's the one that basically defeats Thanos.
Yeah, because they even talked about that in an Apocalypse origin thing on, I think, NerdSync. Because the ship that he gets his powers from, Apocalypse gets his powers from, is, you see one of their heads in Guardians.
Right.
So,
We had the She-Hulk in here, too. She-Hulk was in here.
Well, I think they're going to change that whole thing with Adam Warlock.
I know, none of that stuff's going to happen. Yeah, I know. But basically, Adam Warlock, that's the thing. If Adam Warlock's not going to be the one to save it, he should be the one. They have to. See, that's the thing. If in order for this to be really close to it, you have to have Adam Warlock in here. Because he's the one that's connected with the whole thing every time when there's an Infinity thing. It's him. He had the Infinity Watch. The Infinity. It's all that. Without Adam Warlock, I don't really think it's going to be that successful compared to what it could be. So I say they introduce him in Doctor Strange.
what they could do is in the collectors, you could see maybe if it's either
I don't think they're going
post-credit scene or whatever.
They got to introduce him.
Break open and you see just maybe a bit of his face, and you only see like the color, and you go, "Ooh, yeah."
They'll probably introduce him in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was already, they had the thing about the cocoon last time.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
So, there he is.
Yeah, they could have that cocoon.
I got to say, though, it wouldn't surprise me.
You see his eyes open, and that's where they end it.
Yeah, Chris?
I got to say, it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't introduce him at all.
Really? So who's it? And Civil Service not in this either. So who would be the one that would be on par with that Star-Lord?
Well, they'll probably figure something out. Because, remember, we're all assuming that Thanos is going to get the full gauntlet because we saw that clip of him with the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They might not give him the whole thing.
Well, we also heard the thing that there's going to be
They may, because I know what they do in the comic book. Well, yeah, but they might change the story dramatically. I mean, they've already started changes, so it's not really too far out there that they might do something different.
Right. I mean, Mephisto is not even in this either. But Nebula.
Maybe they do introduce him. Who knows? But
Nebula gets the gauntlet in here.
Yeah.
So, and then from her, I guess, Adam Warlock gets it. But
I mean, if they do introduce Adam Warlock into the cinematic universe, I would not be surprised if he's.
you breaking up if he's what?
If he's a very different character.
Different character.
If he's radically changed.
Right.
I think he might be a totally different origin story, he might have a totally different origin story or something. Because in my opinion, the story that Adam Warlock has, to me, I don't think it would translate.
Yeah, they're gonna have to change his origin. I mean,
to film, at least in this universe.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything we could do quick? It's 5 minutes.
Well, here's something you can talk about. Austin Powers 4 is still a possibility.
Oh, no.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, yeah, baby.
So what's the deal? Why isn't he doing it? Like, what is he thinking about? What's the problem? Like, I don't understand.
Not sure.
What is he going to? Is he going to film it now? I mean, what's he doing? What is he waiting for?
His wife's upset.
Whose wife?
I guess,
I'm just...
Yeah, what's the reasoning? I mean, he's getting older. I mean, what's the problem?
They're just in talks to do it right now.
Okay, well, he better... He started looking like Steve Martin there with the gray hair.
Yep.
So, I'd like to know what that's about. But they recently got the three amigos together, and of all three of them, Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short. Martin Short's hair is dyed. No, the other ones are like gray than gray. So it's like, it's like, ugh. So, all right. Did everybody see Fear the Walking Dead?
Nope.
Did you see it, Scott?
Yeah.
We'll probably talk about it tomorrow.
I can rewatch it again, though. But.
Yeah. Did everybody see Game of Thrones? You don't watch that, right, Chris?
No.
You see it, Scott?
I'm going to do that tomorrow.
All right. Let me tell you something. The dynamic of Game of Thrones forever changes. A new element is introduced or has been introduced into the show that, yeah. Oh, by the way, there was something I saw, an article on, I'm not sure if I'm going to get it right, but do you guys remember Sesame Street?
Yes.
You remember, like, Oscar the Grouch, like the trash can? It's like a TARDIS.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw something on there, and maybe it's like, oh, where did Oscar get the idea from that it's bigger on the inside? And I didn't even realize it. I'm like, oh, crap, that's right. It was like a whole world like the TARDIS in there. That's pretty sick. That's what happens when Clara leaves her diner around with the chameleon circuit. No.
Yeah, she gives her stuff to Oscar the Grouch.
Now you got to do a Sesame Street where you have Capaldi just like walking by with the sonic screwdriver. That'd be pretty.
Yeah, right.
They do everything else. Why not? They had Sherlock on there too. Benedict Cumberbatch. That's funny. All right. What else did I wanted to say before we go? Right. We also got Turtles coming out too.
Yep.
Vanilla Ice and the original costumes for the Turtles. They were at the party, I believe. I heard that. Have a look at that.
Yeah, I think Vanilla Ice right now is going to go, after he dances, go, I need that. No, I'm not singing my song. I need some ice.
Yeah.
Some ice.
How old is he now? Yeah, I know. So, all right, gang, that's going to be it for tonight. Take care. Bye for now.